everyone. It's a lazy Sunday today. Lazy Sunday. Lazy Sunday. Let's see if anybody else tunes in. See if anybody else tunes in. God, that's gross. So I have to relabel all of my plants because actually I'm relabeling all plants for a third time because the humidity in the greenhouses keeps making the ink bleed together, so that's a delight. So now I have my label maker, which I don't use super often. I'm going to put labels on the on these so they actually can last longer than 3 seconds. So. And it's probably a good thing that I wrote down all of my seeds and what I planted, because now I can't tell which is which based on the labels. So that's kind of not good. But when you're gardening, stuff like this happens all the time. These like small little logistical things that you're like, oh, I did not anticipate that. Oh, okay, like, I guess that's the way it is. Let's see, Michigan lettuce. A bunch of seedlings popping up. Do you want to see them? Look at the little babies. Look at all the little babies. All things considered, pretty impressive that they are growing this quickly because I just planted them like maybe like 7 days ago. So like these little greenhouse things that I have that are lit clearly do the trick. They are pretty good, and I got them off the TikTok shop. Maybe after this I'll put like a link to them so if anybody wants them. So Michigan lettuce. Michigan lettuce. Hi, Amazing V. How are you today? Hope you're having a good Sunday. Michigan lettuce. Yeah, look at that. I can't even read them. Can't even read that because it's just... I'm kind of frustrated because like those, like these little sticky tabs that I was using, they are technically for the seed compartments I bought, not labeling seeds. So this is a little stake that goes in like a seed tray when you're planting seeds, so you can like label what the seeds are. And my labels did not work the way I wanted them to work. So now I have to relabel all of my seeds. And I'm using a label maker now to do it, which admittedly is a little bit time consuming, but what are you gonna do? I am from the United States, Michigan specifically. And yes, I am. I sure am. You're from Thailand. Cool. That is cool. Where are you guys from? Amazing V, where are you from? Okay. Okay, the next one is lettuce. All right. I'm actually starting my seeds pretty late this year, which we'll see how well that goes. I normally start them a little bit earlier. Captain Gokai, how are you? It's good to see you. I've been trying to do these streams a little bit more often where I'm just doing random randomness. Amazing views from Pakistan, really cool. You're in Pakistan, that must mean you're in the evening at this point, I would say, time-wise. Or probably nighttime. Several hours ahead. Captain Gokai, what have you been up to lately? Wow, this is tedious. Okay, there we go. And of course I dropped the label on the floor. Because why would I make it simple? Oh. Gabe Del Toro is on the West Coast. Good morning. Welcome. It's good to see you. Captain Kokai, I've been watching the video since I can't ever catch you live. I admittedly don't do a lot of lives. I really don't do lives as much anymore. Other than like the premieres of my Godzilla show. Oh, so it is nighttime over in Pakistan, 9:38 p.m. See, I was right. Cool. Been working, experienced a pet loss yesterday. I am so sorry to hear that. I am so sorry to hear that. That's rough because they are family, aren't they? They're family to us. I do not know what this plant is, but I'm sure I'll find out. I think this was lavender. Okay. Lavender. Oh, and thank you for the subscription. I really appreciate that. Captain Gokai, if you're comfortable, what was your pet's name? If you're comfortable sharing, of course. At the rate I'm going with these stickers, this is probably going to take me forever, so that is stellar, right? I'm fairly sure I spelled lavender wrong. Whoopsies. Basil. Basil is next. What has everyone been up to today, specifically? Anything interesting going on? Captain Gokai, are you like kind of taking today easy? Are you like being that you just had this loss, or you're like trying to kind of maybe reflect and recuperate today a little bit? Basil, basil, basil. Gabe, you just woke up a little bit ago? I slept in today for the first time in forever, and it was delightful. So when I say lazy Sunday, it's definitely been a lazy Sunday for me. Um, Her name was Chavella, Spanish for female troublemaker. She was a Chihuahua. Oh, what a baby. How old was she? If you don't mind me asking. Hazel, Mammoth Dill. No, so I like. Well, if you answer that question, I think okay. Slept in for the first time today in forever. I normally don't sleep in anymore because I kind of just wake up around like 7 these days. But now I'm like today I had like I slept in a bit and I was like, wow, that was nice. She was 17 years old. Wow. That's about the age range of a Chihuahua, isn't like don't they live to like maybe 15 to 20 years thereabouts? So yeah, I mean, I'm not sure your age, and I don't want to ask or anything, but so she's been with you for like a significant portion of your life, so that's a lot of memories, right? A lot of memories. I love having a label maker. I don't know why I don't use it more. I really should. Let's see, Mammoth Dill. I hope my dill sprouts because I've been really wanting some dill. Lots of memories, yeah. Pet losses can be so difficult. And I think what I find frustrating too when it comes to pet losses is that some people can be like very dismissive of them too. Like I know years ago when I had a pet loss, like it like affected me for like a while, like a year or so, and I would kind of have people be a little bit dismissive about it, um, and just kind of I don't know, not be a little empathetic. You know, I think there's a little bit of room for empathy when it comes to pet losses because they're like family. So, the next one is asparagus. You might hear Phoebe. She's my cat. Phoebe, what do you want? What? I don't know if you can see her. This is Phoebe, everyone. Hi, baby. What are you doing? What are you doing, sis? Asparagus. What? Hi, Uzi and your best friend. It's good to see you. Apparently, Phoebe wants to hang out with me while I label plants, which I think is totally fine. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that about your kitty. There's a lot of animal losses today and recently, everyone. Goodness. I guess so. The point that was making earlier before Phoebe made her guest appearance is I think if you have friends who just have pet losses, like try to grant them some grace, right? Try to be kind because the truth is they're family to us, right? Fatsy, that's cute. That is cute. Look at her, she's a little loaf. What are you doing? I actually did not have any pets until I got in a relationship with my fiance. He has he had two cats, now they're our cats. Gaby, he is the tuxedo cat you see me posting about a lot. And then this is Phoebe. Um, she has our little gray short hair. Phoebe's had quite a year. She had nasal cancer, and we had to get her some radiation therapy. Thankfully, we had the privilege of having pet insurance, so. Chaos is here. Hey, Chaos. I got your email, by the way, and I actually have that on my reading list today. It's going to be my reward for getting through grading papers, so it's the one thing that I like to do. I like to create little rewards for me for getting, Phoebe, hi, getting through papers. So if those of you tuning in, if you're wondering what I'm doing, um, I am relabeling my plants in my seed starting kits because as you can see the ink faded because of the humidity. Oh, Chaos, I scared you. I'm sorry. Were you not expecting me to like address you? Oh, thank you, Uzi. That really means a lot to me. Thank you. I do a lot of different content. It's not just this. I have cat content. I do a lot of Godzilla content. I talk about current issues, a lot of like LGBTQ plus related stuff. So if any of those things are your cup of tea and you want to join for any of those reasons, I am honored to have you watch my stuff. Chaos says, not at all, and I'm currently in Animal Crossing, so have paying attention to the same. Okay, that's fair. I haven't played Animal Crossing in a minute. I tend to kind of prefer Stardew Valley, mostly because I like the night-day dynamics on there a little bit better. I like that the day is a little bit faster than on Animal Crossing, but Animal Crossing is fun. I think the Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley both got me through the pandemic, so let's see. Game Deltura, hey Donnie, have you ever uploaded a video of your top 10? You know, I don't think I've ever done that before, but that is a great content idea. Maybe I will do a video at some point where I upload um, my top 10 favorite Godzilla movies. Now, they tend to kind of waver for me because they kind of shift. Phoebe, you can come here if you want. They kind of shift a little bit, but you might be able to like glean some of my favorites from watching Growing Up with Godzilla. Oh, nobody watched your live? I'm sorry. Sometimes it's all about the algorithm some days. Like the last live I did, I had like 20, 30 people on it. But it's really the time of day you do it on and like the keywords that you use. I would recommend, hi Phoebe, I would recommend doing some research on times of day to do lives. Like today on a Sunday right now is probably not the best time for me to do a live, but I just figured I'd turn it on since I'm working on something and just blab to get me through it. What Phoebe is doing. So yes, Tokyo SOS is one of my top 10 favorites. In fact, I would say that Godzilla Tokyo SOS is in my top 5. And can we guess why that is, perhaps? Yeah, so if you did it during if you did your live during a weekday, um, especially if it was like during the day, like sometimes it can be really hard to get an audience during the day. It's usually better to do it in the evenings because more people are on YouTube in the evenings. And I think that's the same for any other social media platform too. There's I don't have it all refined yet, but there is a system apparently when it comes to the algorithm and timing and all that jazz. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have cucumbers sprouting. Do you want to see my little cucumbers? Let's see, can I flip the camera on this? I think I can. Look at my little cucumbers. Yep, so these are my little seed starting stations, and as you can tell, they get a little humid inside, so like it made the other labels kind of the ink. It made it all blot. So now I have to sit here and relabel all of my plants. But look at the cucumbers. They are so cute. I love baby plants. I mean, baby anythings are cute. Gabe says, Mothra in Tokyo SOS is the best live action Mothra we've got at the very least. I agree completely, actually. I'm like Tokyo SOS Mothra and Rainbow Mothra from Mothra 3 are probably my favorites. Oh, and you're not talking too much. Can you tell that I am a chatterbox? So feel free to talk as much as you want. Do you only have one cat? I have two cats. So that was Phoebe, and then the other one is Gaby, which is short for gay baby. But his like when we go to like the vet, I call him Gabriel because do you think I want to gay baby to my vet? Chaos. I love Heisei Mothra too. Like Heisei Mothra is so cute. The other cat is probably hiding upstairs, or else I would show you the other kitty. But if you check out my YouTube shorts, you will see a ton of videos of Gaby. He's our tuxedo cat. So maybe when you're done with this live, if you want to go look at a few of those, you'll be able to see him. But no, I love uploading. Like as much as I love doing like Godzilla content and like talking about other stuff. Um, I really love uploading videos of my cats because they are just so cute. Okay. All right, so now the next one we have is zucchini. I believe this is zucchini. I'm so glad I wrote these down. Zucchini. It takes all of my energy to not be obnoxious with having a label maker because I really want to label everything in my house, in our house, excuse me. But I have to rein it in. I have to rein it in. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you think he's cute. He is so cute. Gaby is very vocal, very talkative cat, loves cuddles. Like, I think just tuxedo cats are just they're just hams. They love attention, they love affection. Ooh, that is a good question. What are some of. Okay, so Gabe Del Toro asks, what are some guilty pleasure Godzilla movies of yours? That is an excellent question. I would say. I mean, the entire Heisei era is my favorite era, so that's kind of one of my guilty pleasures. The Keiru duology, like Tokyo SOS and Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, those are I love films that like have continuity and like can like just an episodicness, so that's why I love those. Okay, Chaos, I'll see you in a bit. I think Godzilla Final Wars is one of my guilty pleasure films. Like when I love being overly analytical. I love like breaking down a Godzilla film, looking at historical context, metaphors, messages. But sometimes when I just want to sit back and enjoy a film for the entertainment value and not like kind of get caught up in like the cerebralness, I will watch Godzilla Final Wars or Godzilla vs. Megaguirus. Those are my two kind of relaxing comfort films, I would say. Gabe, how about you? What do you think? What are yours? Okay, now we're on to cucumbers. R-P... Cukes. Man, I really hope we get some cucumbers this year because we love pickling things, and pickles are some of my favorite things. So we will see if we get some. Actually, canning used to be a tradition of my family a long time ago. And last year I got to can with my family, my fiance, and everybody for the first time in for the first time in ever, and it was a really fun experience. Kind of, it just makes me think of my grandma often. Okay. Doesn't this look so much better than how I had it? Looks fancy. And then we have Ashley cucumbers. Different variety. Ash cubes. What's that mean? I don't know what that meant on the label maker. Gabe Del Toro says, probably Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla, Son of Godzilla, and Godzilla 1998 would be my guilty pleasures. That's good. Honestly, I feel like those films are very underrated. Especially Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla and Godzilla 98. I'm one of those people, I used to be very vocal about Godzilla 98. However, I've gotten to this point where I've realized that Godzilla 1998 was actually the first Godzilla film for a lot of younger millennials and Gen Z. So I think that collectively as a fandom, we kind of have to I mean, people can have their opinions, of course, but we kind of have to accept the fact that, a whole generation of people grew up watching that film, and that was their entry point into Godzilla, right? And I think that that warrants some respect. So, yeah, you don't have to necessarily like the movie, but, I don't think we should ever shame anyone for really enjoying it or finding it to be a comfort film. Yep, see, so that was your introduction to Godzilla. Yep. Lucy, what is my favorite cat? Oh, I can't choose a favorite between them. I love them so much. And I love them both for very different reasons. So, um, I can't, it's hard to choose. I couldn't do that, I don't think. I would say that, if you're thinking of, closeness factor, Phoebe, who you just met, is probably more close to my fiance, whereas Gaby is attached to me. So maybe that might answer your question. I don't necessarily think of that as, favorites, but, cats themselves have their favorite people. And I think Gaby is I'm his favorite, and Phoebe is my fiance's favorite. Um, Welcome back, Cass. Our orange tabby Bowser barfed in the bed. Oh no, we had to deal with cat vomit this morning too. Yep. That is the one reality of having cats that everyone must accept, right? All right, so we have 2 sets of pickling cucumbers. And then I think the others are peppers. Okay, so pickling cucumbers. Cukes. Ooh, I cannot spell today. Print, we want 2 copies. My guilty pleasure is definitely the Godzilla animated series. So, are you talking about the Hanna-Barbera one, or are you talking about the one that was the spin-off of Godzilla 1998? I'm assuming you're referring to the Godzilla 1998 spin-off. Zucchini. Cubes. Ash. Cubes. I think I may have messed up something. Uh-oh. No, that's right. Pickling cucumbers. Okay, maybe I am overthinking, which I tend to do. So, anybody else an overthinker? I know that's me in a nutshell. Zilla Jr., yep. That series, okay. Honestly, that series I think is one of the best adaptations of Godzilla. And I feel like it gets overlooked a lot because of its attachment to 1998. Uzi says, I love cats and dogs. I do enjoy both as well. Would I have dogs as pets? I used to have dogs as pets, but now I'm kind of at the point where, because of my work schedule, I don't know if I could give a dog the social attention that it would deserve. Whereas cats tend to be a little bit more self sufficient. Pickling cukes. All right, I have another question. Least favorite Godzilla movie? Oh gosh. Um, it's usually at the like if you've I don't know if you've had a chance to watch Growing Up with Godzilla, but I talk about this a little bit in that show. Um, I would probably say Godzilla Raids Again is my least favorite Godzilla movie. I I will watch it, and I do enjoy elements of it, but I felt that being that it was a continuation of the first film, like I felt the energy was so different that it just really didn't. I don't think it did much for me. I just don't think it did a lot for me. Yeah. Roma tomatoes. I was missing that. Okay. Chaos says Terror of Mechagodzilla. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you have a least favorite Godzilla film, there's no shame in expressing that. So, what makes Terror of Mechagodzilla your least favorite film? And Amazing Z or V, welcome back. I think that the battles in Godzilla Raids Again are pretty good, but I also think that I don't know. I think that the lead up through that film, like the entire first half of the film, is just kind of really a drag. That's just me, though. I find it boring, and the fact that it ended off the Showa era is just odd. Yeah, like it was very serious for like the '70s films when you think about it. Um, and I will say for Terror, even though I really enjoy Terror Back Godzilla, the first half of the film is very slow, very slow. But I think that the advantage of that film is that we are at least rewarded with a pretty cool battle sequence that spans. Isn't it one of the longest battles in a Godzilla film? I think. I think so. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'd have to look it up, but. You know what I think I might watch today, or at least maybe sometime this week? I might watch the Mothra trilogy. I've not watched that in a while. And that is one of my favorite series of films. Chaos says it's the only kaiju film that's made me nod off. That's fair. That was me with Raids Again, sadly. Captain Gokai, welcome back. You were finishing up some work. Roma tomatoes ready to go. Although none have sprouted yet, which is kind of a stinker. Amazing V. Chaos. I was about to be silly and say the Gamma trilogy. I might watch that too. I love both the Gamma trilogy and the Mothra trilogy. I mean, obviously, quality-wise, the Gamma trilogy, I'm not gonna lie, is better than the Mothra trilogy. But the Mothra trilogy, I just think there's such a nostalgicness to it that I think very few other kaiju films capture. And the music is just so good. The monsters are scary too. Amazing V says that I suggest you start a gaming channel. You know, I've actually thought about that. I thought about doing a gaming channel on Twitch. Maybe streaming Stardew Valley. My hair is a mess today. Look at that. That's disgusting. I thought about maybe streaming Stardew Valley or playing some like Pokemon games. But I've not done that yet. Mostly because I've just not had the time to set it up. I did download, is it OBS Studio? I did download that as like, and I'm like working on researching that and figuring it out, which is not, it's surprisingly user-friendly. I think it's just a question of me doing it, because I would love to stream games. I even had like these ideas of like dressing in drag and streaming games. Why not? Uzi says, I am back. Sorry I wasn't. No, you're okay. That's totally okay. This is a low pressure stream. If you have to step away, that's totally fine. Let's see. Gabe says, man, I haven't seen the Mothra trilogy in like over a decade. I only saw it once late at night on cable. I think Blu-rays, I think they're digitally on Amazon if you ever want to watch them on Amazon. I have the Japanese versions on Blu-ray, so I tend to watch those. Mostly because they do cut some scenes in like the Americanized versions. Captain Gokai says, I would watch you on. Thank you. I'm already building my Twitch following. I didn't even know it. I'm not the biggest fan of Stardew, too overwhelming for me, but I definitely tune in if you streamed Pokemon. I can understand how Stardew might be stressful in some aspects, yeah. I think that, I feel like Animal Crossing has a little bit more of a relaxed gaming dynamic, whereas with Stardew Valley, like there's so many other components and then you're bound by like the timing of the day and everything. No, I would love, I've thought about restarting Pokemon, is it Arceus or Arceus? I say Arceus because I loved that game. And I recently just downloaded the Pokemon trading card game app. So fun. I used to love the original Pokemon trading card game. I used to like physically play the Pokemon trading card game. So I've been just having a blast. I'm at like level 26. I've been probably spending way too much time playing that game, but what are you gonna do? Gotta just enjoy life, right? I'm gonna do 2 copies of that. That's fair. Pokemon Arceus is kind of overwhelming. Like even when, because it's so different for me, it was very difficult for me. Amazing V asks, what is your net worth? I guess 1 billion. Sorry, forgive me. My net worth is not that. And there will probably never be a reality in which it is that. If that were my net worth, I wouldn't be in the sheer amount of student loan debt that I am in. But thank you. That is very kind of you to say. Gabe, do you ever watch horror movies? Yes. Last night, actually, some friends came over and we watched The Substance, which was a pretty intense horror movie. It's very much like a body horror movie, and I'm not really like a huge Not really a huge body horror person because sometimes it gets a little too much for me, but I enjoyed elements of it. I think it was a very innovative film. So, welcome back, Uzi. It's good to see you again. Oh, God, that's gross. Okay, there we go. I appreciate you all tuning in and listening to me blab while I like do gardening stuff. Do you know what I also thought about doing on Twitch? It's kind of a dumb idea, but I tend to be an over eccentric person. I have literally thought about doing like gardening DIY videos or just gardening in general on Twitch dressed in drag. I feel like there are people who would watch that. Probably. You have Pokemon. I do have Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket. I'll have to send you my friend code so we can be friends on there. And then we can trade some Pokemon. All right. Look at this. Look at this. I officially have all of these labeled. 2 down, 2 more trays to go. I'll probably stream for an hour today, unlike last time. I think last time we only did like 40 minutes or so. I might need to leave. See, the really dicey thing about these seed things is that because it keeps moisture in, you have to be very careful about the seedlings not getting like mold. And I thought I smelled mold for a second, but I think I may have been imagining it. Let us hope that I was imagining that. Because I don't see any, but sometimes you can't necessarily see it. Sometimes you can't always see it. Ooh, that underlighting is bad. We need to move that. Made me look like 15 years older. Okay. Gabe Del Toro says, come to Pakistan if you have to tell it. Heck yeah. Speaking of Pokemon, I really need to hop back on Scarlet soon. I left a shiny hunt unfinished. I really should play Scarlet more. I did for a while, but then I stopped. I think I got through most of the game, though. Alright, these are bell peppers, I think. I have 3 rows of bell peppers. Okay. Please drive safely. The story is so good in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. What's the professor's name in Pokemon Violet from the future? What's his name? So attractive. I have these moments where I do develop like Professor Turo, so attractive. Some anime characters. My first anime husband was Future Trunks from Dragon Ball Z. I think it was the sword, like just having the sword and the blue hair or violet hair for some reason I just loved it. Let's see, we have bell peppers. Three. If I ever travel that way, I will definitely let you know. Unfortunately, I don't get to travel a lot. But I may in the future. We'll see. Cass, do you have a favorite character from the newer Pokemon games? Bell peppers. Yeah, none of my bell peppers have sprouted yet, and that's kind of. I mean, they take a little bit longer, so maybe I will just be a little bit more patient. Rogue Agent, Killer Rodan is here. How are you, friend? It's good to see you. I know I don't do a lot of lives anymore since we are not doing Restitching the Tapestry. Speaking of which, I need to talk to Ari soon and just maybe do a video chat because it's been a while. Ari and I message regularly, but we don't get a chance to do video chats often. And I miss my Ari. Miss Ari a lot. Thank you, Amazing V. You are nice and kind also. So far, everyone has been kind today. Ladia. Hi, Ladia. I am planting seeds. Well, I had planted seeds in the last stream that I did, and I am relabeling my seeds because the humidity in my seed compartments made the ink look all gross. So now I am using my label maker to make some labels that won't be gross in the humidity. Let's see. Rogue Agent. Whomever hurt you, I'll kick their butt. Oh, you're very sweet, my friend. I appreciate you. Let's see. I thought I printed 3. Did I not print 3? I guess I didn't. Silly me. Let's see. Quick question. How long have you been gardening? I've been gardening since I was a little kid, actually. My grandma Winter, who was very close to me, taught me everything I know about gardening. My grandma Harper as well taught me a lot about gardening too, but more so flowers. My grandma Winter taught me about vegetable gardening, and since then, I guess I've always had a green thumb. I really love gardening, and thankfully, I am with my fiance who also loves gardening a lot. Yeah. I need to get a new tripod for my camera. Thank you, Rogue Agent. I appreciate that. Oh, after all the years of ridiculousness I've dealt with on the internet, I am pretty strong. I do not have a wife. I am actually gay, and I am in a relationship with a man. Is your mental health? Thank you. I think everyone's mental health is important. I did print 3. Oh my goodness, why did I do that? Oh well. Lydia hates gardening, not for me. Gardening's not everybody's cup of tea. I won't lie. Gardening is very time consuming. Case in point, I'm literally spending an hour relabeling plants. But I think the joy I get out of it is relaxation. I really enjoy the escape of it all. It's really nice to kind of not think about the woes of the world and just play in the dirt and watch seeds grow. I just love doing that. Chaos, Human-Wise Arvin, his story broke my heart. Penny is a good second. Nimona. I do love not Nimona, but I do enjoy Penny. Nimona is Koraidon also. Koraidon is adorable. I love Koraidon. It's so cute. I would do gardening, but I don't have the patience. It does take some patience. And I think the other frustrating thing about gardening is that sometimes there are setbacks. Sometimes there are failures, and you just gotta kind of play it by ear. Gardening can also be a little expensive if you don't do the research first. When I move out, I want to get back into gardening. Captain Kokai, do you have like the space for gardening, or do you feel like maybe you would do like a patio garden? Because I know like in the past when I've lived in places where maybe I just had like like an apartment, I would just do like a potted patio garden. Something manageable, easy, um, so on and so forth. Rogue Agent, I like chili. I do love chili peppers and jalapenos as well. Do. Let's see. I think that said sweet cherry tomatoes. We're doing 2 of those because I planted 2 sets of those. I like some spicy food, but I'm also a very weak Midwestern white person who sometimes too much spice can be a little detrimental for various things. So let's see. Sweet cherry tomatoes. I do think I do prefer Koraidon as well. But I think they're both pretty cute. And Uzi will be right back, and Rogue Agent says it's all good. A food that I really have been loving lately is Indian food. We have like an Indian restaurant in town that's kind of newer, and the food is so good. It's so good. All right, what does that say? Something reds. Brandywine Reds. Okay. Brandywine Reds. Part of this frustration is just trying to decipher what I wrote. Butter chicken? Oh my god, butter chicken. My favorite Gen 9 starter. The latest generation of Pokemon. Why am I blanking on them? Am I a Pokemon fan? weren't the starters oh, Fuecoco, Duck, Water Duck. Why am I not remembering Water Duck's name? Fuecoco, Water Duck, and then the Grass Kitty. Sprigatito. I think Sprigatito is my favorite. Thank you, Quaxley. I was struggling with that. Oh my goodness. Captain Coquet loves Fuecoco. Yeah, so I think like of all the generations, I do think the starters for this generation were pretty cool. But I do love Sprigatito. I tend to gravitate toward the grass Pokemon, as if that's not super predictable of me, considering I love plants. What question for all of you who love Pokemon? What is your favorite starter of all the generations so far? Chaos's favorite is Fuecoco, but loves all 3 of them. Yes. Wine Reds. Okay, that's squared away. Charizard. Totodile. So Chaos is his favorite is Charizard. I do love Charizard. Probably Totodile for Gabe Del Toro. Fuecoco once again. Good ones. Some sweet cherry tomatoes now. And I think I had 2 sets of those. So we're gonna copy 2 copies of that. Primarina is beautiful, and I feel like Primarina was really underrated. Okay, so my favorites. My favorite is a controversial one. My favorite is Chikorita. And I will fight anyone for Chikorita. I feel like Chikorita's like there is a lot of inflated hate against Chikorita, but it was the anime that made me fall in love with Chikorita because Chikorita's like this sassy little leaf, like Chikorita, like just flipping her little leaf around. It's hilarious. But I feel like she's so underrated. I love Chikorita so much. And I would say my second is probably Rowlet. I think Rowlet is so cute. Rogue Agent, too bad the Pokemon series was rebooted, therefore I don't care anymore if it means investing into the stories. The next one just acts like it never. I don't think it acts like it never happened. I've watched the newest Pokemon anime, and actually it's better than I thought it was going to be. So if you've not given it a try, maybe try it first and at least get a feel for it. If you've not, maybe you have. It's very possible you have already. Your favorite pseudo legendary? I guess how would we define pseudo legendary? Do we mean like the really rare Pokemon that like seem legendary but like aren't labeled that, I guess? My favorite pseudo legendary would probably be Volcarona. Like Bugfire, girl. Bugfire sweeps. Chaos says, just because I'm a huge Poke nerd, Gen 1 Charizard, Gen 2 Feraligatr, Gen 3 Sceptile, Gen 4 Infernape and Torterra, Gen 5 Superior, Gen 6 Greninja, Gen 7 Primarina, and then Gen 8 Inteleon. Nice, very good ones. And then Skeledirge for Gen 9, but I like them all. And then Chaos's favorite pseudo-legendary is Hydreigon. Wonderful. Or Hydreigon. I don't know how it's pronounced. I knew you'd love... Am I that predictable? I am predictable. I don't know if any of you can remember this, but can any of you guess who my all-time favorite Pokemon is? And while you guess, Gabe says Dragonite, Tyranitar, Metagross, Salamence, Garchomp, Hydreigon, Goodra, Kommo-o, Dragapult, and Excalibur are the pseudos. Yes. Chaos, you guessed it. You know me. Chaos, you've known me for a long time, so I'm not surprised that you knew it was Butterfree. Yes, it is Butterfree. Essentially, Mothra versus Charizard, yeah. I love Butterfree so much. It's so underrated. And the episode Bye Bye Butterfree is probably still one of the saddest episodes of Pokemon ever. But it's so beautiful at the same time. Oops. Gabe says, my personal favorite would either be Tyranitar or Excalibur for obvious reasons. Absolutely. Very Godzilla-esque. Chaos. I remember back from the Pokemon RP that was briefly a thing back in that was a while. That was a minute ago, wasn't it? Gabe, Butterfree, woo! If it's a bug and it's Mothra-like, rest assured, I probably love it. So I guess that's kind of my realm of predictability. But I guess we all have the things we tend to hyper obsess over, and that would be one of mine. I would have joined it, but somebody beat me to Charmander. Yeah, I remember that. I kind of struggle a little bit. Don't hate me for saying this, any of you. I have to go. See you later, Rogue Agent. It's good to see you. Um, so obviously there are the really, really popular Pokemon that are like, they always get representation. They always get like new forms. So like the starters. As much as I love Charizard, I have to acknowledge that Charizard is a little oversaturated. Charizard, the evolutions, Pikachu. I mean, Pikachu's kind of the face of Pokemon, so what am I going to say about that? Like, the Gengar evolution line, Lucario, like, these are like the Pokemon that get like so much exposure. And I wish that they would take some time to give other Pokemon some exposure. That's kind of why I'm excited about the newer Pokemon game, like Pokemon, I think it's called ZA. Chikorita's gonna be a starter. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Do it. Name your Charizard after Rodan. Captain Kokai, what Pokemon would be the closest in fit to Biollante? Oh, that's a good question. I would probably say Victory Bell. Victory Bell gives me some Biollante vibes. Some Biollante vibes. Justice for Flygon. Here's my hot take. I gotta take my glasses off for this. I get really irritated with some of the elemental choices that they make. Like, for example, I think Charizard should be Fire Dragon, not Fire Flying. But yeah, and then Flygon never getting a Mega pissed me off. Butterfree never getting a Mega pissed me off. Like, I probably wrote an email to the Pokemon Company over that at one point in time. But Flygon's evolution line. Okay, so I think Trapinch was like what? Ground normal, I think? Ground something. Vibrava was ground dragon, and then Flygon is ground dragon. I think that Vibrava and Flygon should have been bug dragon. Bug dragon would be a badass typing combo. It would be so good. It would be strong against psychic, dark, dragon, grass. It would have some pretty good resistances too. So I'm gonna well, and the fact that like Flygon does have some bug qualities, and I'm fairly sure Trapinch itself was based off of like some sort of like ground dwelling bug. Like, why would they not have it be bug dragon? Cantonian Ninetales. Okay, I need to put my glasses back on because I can't see. Cantonian Ninetales should have gotten fairy type added on the back. Yes, yes, I agree completely. Another hot take. So, in the advertisements for the newest Pokemon game coming up, Chikorita is seen using the move Disarming Voice, which is a fairy move. I think if they made Meganium Grass Fairy, that would redeem a lot of the haters who label Meganium as being weak. Pokemon Company, now is your chance to right a wrong, to make Meganium relevant again, and to make it formidable. This needs to happen. I prefer the Alola Ninetales. I think I prefer the Alola Ninetales too, I'd say. Alola Ninetales is it just ice? I think it's just ice. And then Cass said, yep, did I misread? Cantonian Ninetales should have gotten the fairy type and add it back in Gen 6. Oh, okay. You prefer it over the Alola Ninetales. I prefer Alola Ninetales. I think it's very pretty, that's why. I mean, they're both pretty when you think about it. I think they are both pretty. I can't even read that. It's just a blot of green. I am so irritated right now. Why did I do that? Which is my favorite legendary Pokemon? Oh. I think probably Articuno is still my favorite. Articuno, there was something about that majestic ass bluebird that just captivated my gay ass when I was a kid. Because it was just so pretty. Something bee tomato. Oh, this is the Ukrainian purple tomato. Okay. Ukrainian purple. See, I couldn't even read that. Cool, no pun intended. Ice Fairy. Okay, that's what I thought. I knew it was. I had a feeling it was more than ice. Chaos says I have 3 legendaries aside from my favorites: Rayquaza, Eternatus, and Koraidon. I do love Rayquaza as well. Now that I think about it. Oh no! Did I run out of ink? Guys, I ran out of ink. That is irritating. I did not do that raid, unfortunately. That's a good combination too, Gabe. I don't get to do the raids super often, unfortunately. Oh, right. Why? Oh, God, I'm so irritated. Why did I? I had a feeling. I have not changed out the thing in my, This is the Rutgers tomato. Good thing I can read the indentations. Yellow hair, yellow hair. Wow, I cannot believe I did that. This is the sweet cherry. Hey, at least I printed out 2 of those. That's better than nothing. Sweet cherry tomatoes. He'd be higher than second for me if shiny hunting didn't break me. Shiny hunting? Oh my gosh, shiny hunting. Anybody who has the patience for shiny hunting is a saint as far as I'm concerned, because I do not have the patience for that. Brandywine Red. Don't have a label for that, but hopefully I'll be able to see it. This is Brandywine Yellow. Wow, it's almost 2 o'clock already. Hi, Jukin, my twin. It's so good to see you. How are you? I've missed you. I'm just streaming today and relabeling my seedlings because I had an epic fail with my labels because they kind of disintegrated. You would have made shiny hunting videos. Maybe, like, instead of, like, appearing on video, could you do, like, a voiceover, maybe, Chaos? Maybe you'd be a little bit more comfortable with a voiceover? Sun-sweet cherries. Okay. Twin, what have you been up to? Cass, you hate your voice. Could you do, I know they have, like, those voice recording options where, like, you can, like, do, like, an artificial voice. I know some creators who do that. And then aroma. Alright, well, most of them are labeled correctly now. This is literally the third time I've had to label the plants, and it's a little wild that even happened. By the way, everybody, in 2.5 hours, there's going to be an episode of Growing Up with Godzilla that comes out, featuring Tim Bean of Japan Legends. I'm pretty excited. I hope everybody tunes in for it. Today's a busy day, yes. Honestly, well, it's not that busy. It's kind of a relaxing day for me. So I'm just doing this. I just have a Godzilla episode dropping. And then I think I might work on some grading today. And then I'm going to read what you sent me in the email. Yes, there's going to be an episode later today. There's going to be an episode every weekend until the end of April. And then I'm going to switch back to twice a month on Growing Up with Godzilla. I don't know why I tend to, like, really front load the first part of the year with Growing Up with Godzilla, but it's going to shift to every other week thereabouts. My least favorite legendary Pokemon. Goodness, what is my least favorite legendary? I don't know if I have a least favorite. I would probably say I'm not a huge fan of the 3 spirit. Well, they're mythical Pokemon. They're not legendary necessarily. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. I don't know. That's gonna really stick with me for today. What is my least favorite legendary? For a long time, my least favorite was Zapdos, but I've actually grown to love Zapdos now. I actually like Xerneas, yeah, not my favorite. Oh, I don't really like the legendaries in the Sun and Moon era. I can't even remember their names, honestly. I think they were interesting, and I think they were like a unique take on legendaries, but see, my issue is that I get legendary and mythical Pokemon mixed up periodically, so. Does this mean? Yep, I think I am out of tape. I am out of tape. I'm gonna have to get more TZE tape. Okay, so that should be easy to switch out. All right, my friends. Lunala. Oh, okay, wait. I'm talking about, like, the Tapu, I can't remember what they're called. I love Lunala, and I love both of those. So I stand with you on Lunala for sure. It's the other ones I'm not a huge fan of. So Lunala's design is really good, but I am probably going to head off now. I'm gonna go get some stuff done, but I'm glad that we got to talk for a while today. I've been really feeling these dreams lately, so I think I'm going to keep doing them. Um, but I've had so much fun. Thank you all for the great questions. I hope that you enjoyed the Godzilla commentary, the cat commentary, and the gardening commentary. So I will see you later on today for episode 85 of Growing Up with Godzilla at 4. And do not ever apologize for nerding out. You know that you are in a safe place because you know I will nerd out with you. In fact, I've thought about doing more Pokemon content, to be honest, but we'll see what happens. I will see you all later. Have a good rest of your day, everyone. Much love. Mwah.